he will be opening the live telecast. But once we are ready, then
अच्छा 1 minute.
थोड़ा सा माइक्रोफोन सेट करना
हाँ
पड़ेगा. Some voice is coming.
मेरा
Yeah.
1 minute.
Hmm. Yeah. Now
Right?
it's fine. Yeah. Now it's fine. Okay. Shall we start then? Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Done. Hello, Brijesh sir.
Okay, live.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rakhi madam. All the
Morning.
viewers and all the audience. Myself, Professor Ajay Trivedi, from Parul University Commerce Department. I'm very, I'm feeling very happy to introduce to all Dr. Rakhi Gupta from Banaras Hindu University. She is the faculty of HR, and today we are going to discuss on how to cope up the academic excellence in post-COVID period. Fine. So over to Professor Rakhi to carry on the session.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Rakhi, and I am from Faculty of Commerce, Banaras Hindu University. And I'm thankful to Parul University for giving me an opportunity to share my views on the topic of academic excellence in upcoming time. My dear friends, when we talk about academic excellence, we are talking about academics where we talk about excelling in our grades, in our attempt that we make, or in the grades that we are passing through. And excellence is that we are passing with flying colors. But nowadays, this topic has changed a bit. When we talk about academic excellence, we are not only talking about the academic grades, but we are also talking about the development of the intellectual or the development of the personality where we can actually develop ourselves and we can serve our nation in a better way. So, however, there was some problem with the presentation, but still, I will go ahead with my topics. I'll keep telling you what I'm going to talk about. And thus, academic excellence is this. Friends, earlier there used to be a time when, we used to run after degrees. And then we used to think that whatever degrees we have got, we want more and more. But in today's scenario, this thing has actually changed. Now, from gaining degrees, it is much more gaining skills now. So, academic excellence is not only gaining degrees, but it is related with gaining more of skills or reskilling yourself. So when I talk about importance of academic excellence, we talk about in terms of growing technology. Why do we need academic excellence? It's just because of the fact that we need to cope up with the growing technology. I'm sure, friends, technology is a word which is of paramount importance, and we cannot get away from this word. Now, technology is something where you have to be abreast with. Now, see, we are having a webinar, we are having classes online, and this is so very different from our own regular course. So, when we talk about academic excellence, one of the importance in academic excellence is that we need to take the best of the technology. Then, second point that we talk about is the importance of the development of the young people. See, academics come from LKG and then there is no limit. You can always go on till class 12, then your college life, then your post graduation, and then also you can keep on doing and doing and doing, learning. So, second important part of academic excellence is why do we need academic excellence? Is just because we need people to develop, and we are talking about young people. Definitely, people who are in their college life and who feel that yes, I have to step into a new world. Then next is our superior performances. Why are we talking about academic excellence? Definitely, we are talking about academic excellence because we need better performances. We need better scores in life. We need better life. We need better things to come our way. So that is why we go ahead with the academic excellence. And the academic is something which you cannot get rid of, and you shouldn't also. Then we talk about the development of these skills. Now, when we talk about skills, in my HR book, I have always talked about skills. I have talked about TRS, that is trust, respect, and the support. So definitely you will only able to get trust and respect and support when you deliver to your organization or you deliver to your own self. You do justice to your own self. You do justice with the company with which whom you are associated with. So nowadays, people are looking forward for people who are versatile. They do not want people with one skill. They want people who are multi-talented and multitasking. So for that purpose, academics is one of the ways by which you can always, upscale your skills, reskill yourself, and gain more skills. And for that, you really need to have a great attitude and capacity and capability to get that. Then we talk about opportunity. Anybody who is academically well qualified, definitely, friends, there is no dearth of jobs for them, and then there is no dearth for money as well. We when I was young, like we always used to say, that if you touch the feet of hard work, success will touch your feet. So this hard work begins from academics only. So once you are in academics, you really have to have that passion, positivity, and productivity to excel in all your academics. That passion has to be there from within so that you can move ahead. So academics excellence is important also for the students because they want to excel in life and they want to develop their skills. Then it says that, when we talk about academic excellence, it also ensures two, three things. First is your sustainability. I'm sure you don't have to run after anyone for a couple of meals. It is you who can survive on your own. Second is your health, your wealth, your activeness, and of course your own presence of personality in the society itself. I'm sure we are all management students and we've already talked about or we've already studied about Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So all that theory it says into five levels, like physiological, psychological, and the etc., and it goes up to self-actualization. But in our real life, we are never able to attain that self-actualization phase because of the fact because we are never satisfied. And my submission would be that you shouldn't be satisfied because there should always be the thirst for more and more. And this thirst should be for knowledge, for gaining, for learning, so that you can always gain something and you can always return something same back to the society. So when these were the importance of academic importance of academic intelligence. But however, if we talk about what are the pathways, what are the ways, how we can do it. So there are a couple of things that I would like to give you as a hint. Now, for example, it says that the first important part is know yourself. Whenever we get time, we should always sit down and we should always do a SWOT analysis of ourselves. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Where are the opportunities? What are the threats that I'm going to face? So you need to know yourself very well. You need to introspect yourself. So if you're able to introspect yourself, I'm sure you are on the right track. And there are people who feel that I'm complacent in life. However, my dear friends, it's not true. One should never get complacent because in case if you have one thing, you want second. If you have got second, you want third. So now the process goes on and on. Same way we should have it for our learning as well. So first of all, you should know yourself what I am capable of. Where are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And my key submission is that always make your weaknesses your strength. I just share a small incident. My husband works with the telecom industry, and once he was faced with an interview, and it's a very very common interview where he was asked a question, sir, Mr. Arjun, why don't you tell me something about your weakness? It's very easy to tell about your strengths, but it's very difficult to tell about your weakness in front of everyone. So then he said, since he's in a telecom industry, and definitely it all relates to mobile. So he said, sir, my one of the biggest weaknesses that I pick up every single call that I get, irrespective of the name mentioned on my phone. So that was his weakness, which in turn turned out to be the strength for him. And definitely he got promoted. I should also share that. He got promoted. So whenever you have any of your weaknesses, you should always turn them into your strength. So know yourself very, very well. Then second is, if you really want to excel in academics, it's time for you to get into good habits. Good habit of studying, good habit of reading, good habit of observing. Because this is the time where you can actually learn. So, like even I'm into working, but still I'm also learning. You are studying, or maybe I'm addressing to masters as of now. I don't know how many of you are working. I don't know how many of your students, but I know one thing, that everyone has to get into good habits, so that these good habits, they can always help us in a longer way. Then it talks about the time management. Definitely, time is the key for everything. When I was in school and when you were in school, we always used to learn time and tide waits for no man. So today is the right time to wake up and to go ahead and make yourself aware about the opportunities that are there for you. Then the most important pathway to academic excellence is non-procrastination. Now, procrastination is the thief of time, as it says. It's a thief of time. It's like we always say, okay, we will do it later on. Oh, no, 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 I will do it after a week's time. Oh, there is too much of time left with me. But my dear friends, this is not possible. The time that we have, we never know. We do not have, we don't get this time later on. So it's very, very essential that the time that we have to utilize it. You can utilize it either in sleeping or studying or gaming or entertaining. There are myriad ways by which you can utilize your time. So time management has to be perfect. Those in the frame of 24 hours, you have to decide how much time I'm required to spend for my academics. Then it talks about good camaraderie. It says that in case if you really wish to excel in academics, it's very, very essential that you have to maintain a rapport with everyone, with fellow colleagues especially, and with your seniors, with your juniors, with your colleagues, and with your own self. That because whenever we have got good interpersonal relationship, it gives us the positive vibes, and these positive vibes always help you to excel in life. Then
True.
it talks about these realistic setting of the realistic goals. You don't have to aspire anything which is hypothetical. You have to aspire for the things which are actually achievable in our life as of now. Now, in case if I know I'm not good with my science, I cannot aspire to be an astronaut. I cannot aspire to be a scientist. But I know that I'm good with my commerce, so I can aspire to be an expert in commerce. So it's very, very essential that you have to set goals for yourself, keeping in mind your strengths and weaknesses of your own points. Then you have to talk about personal care. One of the pathways to academic excellence is that you need to take care of your own self. It talks about your health, it talks about your hygiene, it talks about the way you handle yourself, it talks about how you handle different situations in life. Then it talks about that, you one should be always motivated. This is a very, very big word. And we know we are all management and commerce, fraternity members. We know that motivation is a big word. A little pat on the back of somebody can also motivate somebody. But, there are ways by which people get motivated. They can be monetary and be non-monetary. But it is you who has to decide how do you get motivated? Maybe a little pat by an expert, or maybe good grades, or maybe excelling itself is a motivation. So that is one of the ways or the pathways to academic excellence. Then we talk about a very, very important point, and it says that don't get discouraged by your past failures. The saying they never go wrong. It says try, 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 and never say die. So, in that similar fashion, if you have faced any failures in your life, they should not be detrimental to your stepping ahead, but however, they should be the building blocks in your success. There will be a lot of many people who will keep throwing things at you, they will keep taking jibes on you. But you don't have to get disturbed. You have to use those pebbles, you have to use those bottlenecks, you have to use those stones as a stepping stone, and then you have to move on. So always take a lesson from a past failure. Where did I go wrong? Why didn't I achieve my target? Why? So you don't have to get discouraged, but however, you have to learn. It always says that whether you succeed or whether you fail, in both ways you learn. If you succeed, you are happy, you are motivated. But in case if you feel, your failures always teach you something. And it always says that, that life is a big teaching school, but the fees is very high. And that fees
Very
is time. So the fees is time. So you have to take care of the time that you have in hand. Then we talk about the factors that affect our academic excellence. However, there are two kind of factors. One is intellectual factors, the another one is non-intellectual factors. When we talk about the intellectual factors, it is all related with your background. It talks about your, it's a background from where you come. It's all about your demographics, about your siblings, your parents, and your, the place from where you come. We generally presume that people coming from maybe from south, they are very good with their English. We know that people coming from Bihar, they are very hardworking, and we know that people who are from UP, they are very good at hardworking and intelligent too. And people who are sitting back in Gujarat, they are always kind and they are humble as well. So the demographics also talks about a lot of things. So one of the ways by which you can get academic excellence in life or you're getting good grades is definitely the background that you belong to. Then second point is your structure of the institution. The institution that where you serve or the where you study or the university graduates, undergraduates or postgraduates, they play a very, very important role in life. Because it's just the institution that itself can be motivating. There are a number of institutions who are mercenaries. However, there are a number of institutions who are not mercenaries, but they are really into imparting good knowledge, and your technical or maybe whatever education they are into. So one of the factors in academic excellence is the structure of the institution. What are the vision? What are the mission of the institution? How is the structure? How is the pattern of the examination? How are the faculties? How are the teaching pedagogy? A lot of things are part of this academic excellence. Then we talk about the interaction. When we talk about interaction, if we talk about interaction amongst your sectors, it's related with your faculties, it's all related with your students, and it's all related with your staff. As I told you earlier, that we need to have a good camaraderie. So camaraderie is basically, it means that you need to have good cordial relationship. You need to have good friendship. You need the vibes, they should always match. But my dear friends, if we talk about pragmatic aspects, these vibes they don't match. But still, an effort should always be made to match these vibes. So it's very, very essential to get into healthy relationship with everyone, because healthy relationship will always keep you satisfied and it will always give you peace of mind. Whenever you have peace of mind, you can always focus, and whenever you can focus, you can always excel. And the last one is awareness. Now, awareness, this is very, very important. This knowledge is, it's a kind of a ocean. We can learn so many things, but we are not aware about it. We know that there are so many things which are available online, but we are not aware. So how do we get aware? There are two ways of getting awareness. One is reading and one is observing. So if you read a lot, you can get aware about the opportunities, about the things that are available. And in case if you observe, then also we can get aware. I will share a personal experience with you all. Right now, working with a very, very prestigious institution, and it's a big, big university. And I'm thankful to Mahamana Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya ji for giving me an opportunity to serve his organization. But when I was a student like you, maybe when I was an undergraduate, or when I was doing my post graduation, or when I was trying to excel in my academics, what I used to do is I always used to open up the profiles of the faculties of IITs and IIMs, and then always used to go through what are their degrees, what is so special about them, what have they done. So I always try to get aware about myself. There was no one to tell me, but it was the awareness that I was keen to know. So that keenness has to be there amongst you to find where are the opportunities for me, what I can do with my current potential. Is it something that I cannot do, but I have the potential, but I need to know the way where we can. And I'm sure since Ajay is also here, we were colleagues at IIM Ahmedabad, and then, how did I come to know about Ahmedabad? Because, I had gone through the profile of one of the faculties where it was written that he is an alumnus from IIM Ahmedabad. So then I started searching, then I started applying, and by God's grace, we too successfully completed that course. So that awareness is very, very important. You have to be aware what is there. So in case you are not aware, you will never aim to aspire, or you will never aspire to attain that. So that awareness is very, very important. Then we talk about the non-intellectual factors that go in academic excellence. It talks about your health, your habits. Your health can be a good friend, and it can be a big enemy. So you have to maintain that health that can permit you to excel, to exert, and to put in your best efforts. Then it talks about the habits. There are a lot of people who are into bad or nefarious activities. They are the never people who always excel. But however, the people who are into the right habits, they can always excel in their life. Then we talk about the methods. Now, when we are again talking about academic excellence, the method that you adopt to study plays a big role in life. It's like, there are people who are sitting with their books open, maybe an undergraduate student, but nothing is going into mind. However, sorry. However,
Yeah, it's fine now.
yeah, I can't see you.
Uh, but we can see you, Rakhi, like then.
All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So when we talk about habits, you have to get into good habits of studying. You should know the pattern in which you should study. For example, you should know how to jot down the notes, how to make the remarks, how to study the chapters, and how. Sorry, sorry. Oh, Aja, I cannot see you.
yeah.
Why?
No, it's fine. You can continue. We can see like
All right. Okay.
yeah.
So these habits, they play a very, very important role. The kind of habit that you get into, maybe you have a habit of getting up early in the morning and then studying, or maybe you study late night, or you study by making notes, or maybe Again, when you talk about notes, people have an idea. They don't have any idea how to prepare those notes. So they again get aware how people are preparing, how teachers are teaching, and then they again try to invite the same in themselves. Then it talks about the marital status, about your your general life structure. So when we talk about this general life structure of marital status, they also play a very, very psychological role in going ahead in your academic excellence. So academic excellence, it says that there are people who can always excel post marriage, and there are people who excel before marriage. It all depends upon your fate and destiny and your own willingness to excel. Then it says that how this COVID-19 has impacted our education system. My dear friends, you should know that this COVID is a disease crisis. So this is, since it is a disease crisis, it has crystallized the dilemma of so many people. It talks about your teachers, your doctors, your whosoever is in the society. Everyone is in a dilemma. So since it's a disease crisis, it has hit us hard. Now, especially in the education sector, there are a lot of short-term shocks that everyone is bearing. We are proof to all these shocks. It's all related with our current scenario. We know that we are in lockdown 3.0, and we never know how many lockdowns we have to face, but we always hope that these lockdowns, they don't get extended. Now, because of this COVID-19, a lot of hit and trial things are taking place. People are hitting and making a trial and then finding out. Even the government is doing the same. Even ourselves are also doing the same. Now, for example, there's a change in the pattern of study. There's a pattern of administration. So everyone is making an effort in this case of COVID-19. So this definitely this COVID-19 is hampering a lot of things. Now these things, they include our parents, our students, our society, our elders, everyone, whosoever you can
Yes.
think of. Whenever we talk about in management, we talk about four people. We talk about your employees, we talk about your shareholders, we talk about your stakeholders, and then we talk about your outside world. So all these four segment of people, they are getting suffered because of COVID-19. And these four segment of people, some way or the other, they are related to our education industry. So it's like again this shock, and then there's a lot of hit and trial that is going on in the society. So we have to take a better view of it as to how it is getting impacted. Now, what I want to discuss with you is the impact of COVID-19. Now, this COVID-19, it has got impact on five, six segments. The first is impact on education. Now, this impact of education is definitely a lot of things. The first thing is whether we talk about university students, whether we talk about school going students, or whether we talk about faculty, or whatever way you think, everyone is getting impacted. We are missing our classes, whether it is at the school level or whether it is at our university level. It is taking a heavy toll on us. It is There's only one word, that is interruption. It is interrupting our daily life. It is interrupting our education. The whole system has gone upside down for everyone, right from the child who's in class one, right up to the people who are doing their postgrad or maybe their postdoc themselves. So definitely, we have entered into a new world as of now. This is a world which we have never ever experienced. I have never ever seen railways shutting down for so long. This is first time in my lifetime. Definitely, it is for the first time that we are seeing it in our lifetime. So this is one of the biggest impact that we are missing a lot of things. Missing in the terms that something which we can gain physically, being present, and virtual presence. It makes a lot of difference. Then secondly, it talks about family. Now, this academic excellence is taking a toll on families also. These families, they are different moments for different family members. For example, there can be some good moments, there can be some sad moments, there can be some fun moments, there can be some interrupted moments, and there can be some mixed moments. So these families, they are taking a hit because of this COVID-19. So whenever at times people feel okay that we have got family members sitting together and dining together. On the other hand, people feel, oh, everyone is at home all the time. Why is so? Because the female, they don't get time for themselves. So
Mm.
this is how people actually feel. So they say that these families, they are at times very happy, at times they are getting very angry moments, at times they are getting sad moments. So it's a mixed bag once again. So these families, they are getting suffered also. A lot of people, they are not able to move out of their houses. Those people who are social animals, they are not able to entertain themselves. And these
Right.
families, families, students, it's a big toil. Online classes all the time. They have to be in front of their laptops. They have to be in front of their phones all the time, glued to the screen, seeing what is happening. The assignments are being taken online. The tests are being taken online. The studies are being taken online. Lot of videos, lot of study material is all being uploaded. So it is a big thing for the student, but however, it is a big thing for the families also. So these at times, these families, they are frustrated. These at times, these families are happy. At times, these people are sad also. Then the third one is the impact of COVID on parents. Now, this is a very, very sensitive age. It's very, very difficult to handle students of any age, especially your school going and your university students. Most of the time, they are glued to their mobile screens or maybe to their TV screens. So these parents are finding it very, very hard how to handle these students,
Correct.
because
Yeah.
whenever these students, they go to school or university, people, they know that they are going for some, they are going to gain something once they come back. But however, staying at home and then they're studying, definitely things are quite different. So there are a lot of disparities in families also, and in disparities in parents also. For example, these parents, they are not able to devote time to their children. However, it sounds to be a paradox that okay, all the time the students are there at home, but still they are not able to devote time to their families. But it is a fact, because people, the parents, those who are working parents, they are always busy with their Zoom call or their Google Meet call or their phone call or on the VC calls. So, however, it's very, very difficult for them to spare some time for their kids. Second is that there is, impart when we talk about this imparting of knowledge, it's very difficult for parents, those who do not have the cognitive skills to impart knowledge to their children. So there are parents who are educated, they can always teach their children. It can be the university level or it can be at the school level. However, it is very, very difficult for the parents who are non who do not have the cognitive skills. Then people have no idea how to get access to the best materials. This is also a big challenge for the parents. It's just that things are available, but we are not aware. As I told you earlier, that we need to be aware in all the segments. Then last is very, very important point in terms of parents, that when you don't understand anything, how can you tell something to somebody? If a teacher is not well equipped with the knowledge, how can a teacher impart knowledge to students of any level? Same is the case with the parents also. Though a lot of study material, lot of videos, lot of things are being uploaded, but at times people or the parents, they are not able to understand, and then they are finding it difficult to explain it to their students or to their children, basically. So this is a big challenge for the parents also. Most of the time,
Right.
these parents, they have to put in extra double effort to understand what are we getting, how many
Mm.
subjects we have to study. And however, whether we talk about university level, again there are so many subjects, so there are so many teachers who are taking online classes, online assignments. So things like this, it's all going on and on. I have faced, listening to a lot of Facebook stories. One of my friends, she says that her son's online classes are going on, and every morning at 8 o'clock, he has to sit in front of the system. And the worst part is that they have to sit in their school uniform. Now, what do? What do they do now? They just put on the shirt and they sit in front of the camera. And then half-heartedly, they are half in their sleep, half with their shirt, not even brush their teeth, and again they're sitting in front of the mobile screen just to give presents to the teacher. This is not the way to impart knowledge. This is not the way to make them study. So a lot of challenges are being faced, and then a lot of homework is done. Yeah, another friend of mine, she was just sharing that in the morning we have assembly also online. Now, this is something is very new to me, also having online assembly, then online prayers. So it's just the virtual school or the virtual university level that we have. So this is sounding very, very difficult, and parents are finding it very, very difficult to cope up with such situation. Then because of this, there is always an inequality in the human capital index also, because all the parents, they are not the same, all the individuals, they are not the same, they cannot grasp things in the same manner, they have got different personality traits. So there is a lot of disparity that come on our way. Now let's talk about something related to assignments, academic excellence, how COVID is making an impact on the assignments. Now, earlier when whenever the students, they are there in the university, we always used to have assignment and test. But now there's a new word which has come into play, and this word is predicted score. Now everything is on the prediction basis. Okay, you are giving the assignment, but I'm not sure whether you have written the assignment or whether you have not written the assignment. Whether it is a cut, copy, paste assignment, or whether it is somebody else is putting on your behalf. You are shooting up a mail to me. I don't know whether you are shooting up the mail to me or is it somebody else who's shooting up the mail to me. So there are a lot of inaccuracy in the case of judgment. So there is a lot of biasness that has come into way the people get access, and the way the assignments they are made. So definitely, it's like there is a lot of biasness, a lot of partiality. There's a lot of, again, hit and trial. No, we are hitting and trying and making an effort. Okay, if it gets hit, we will go ahead with it, and if it doesn't, we'll take a back step. So these assignments, they are a big one. Now the shift of assignment has moved on to the next level of projects. Earlier, the assignments that we used to give, we might be giving them to write some answers, or every faculty has a different way of giving assignments to them. But however, now the trend has come up that of giving up the projects, asking them to go to the field. But however, they cannot go onto the field, then access online material, come down to some inference, do some study, do some research, find out this, find out that. So the trend of assignments has also actually changed with the changing life. This thing. So definitely, when we talk about this assessment, a lot of measurement errors are taking place. We are not sure whatever way we are measuring them, is it right or wrong? Are we doing justice to the right students or not? So this is the big question mark that is posed with people who are assessing the assignment. So COVID-19 has hit on this assignment part of the students very badly. Then we talk about the graduates. Now, these graduates are the people who are actually hard hit. Why so? It's just that anybody who's in the undergraduate, they are into first year, they might be going on to the second year. But anybody who's on the last year of their graduation, it's a tough call for them because they have to move into the market and the markets they're all closed. So it's a big loss for them. It's big monetary loss for them. However, their career is also getting at stake because of these aspects. Because whenever these students they move out of their post graduation, there are campus placements companies. They come into the campus and then they take away the students. All that is missing now. And however, the markets are also bad. I was just reading somewhere. It says that around 30 crore jobs they are at stake because of COVID-19. So it's taking a big hit. When you don't have manufacturing, you don't require labor. Definitely, the companies will not pay out of their pockets. They have to what an extent they can bear the cost. So slowly and gradually, they will go for retrenchment or layoff or things like this only. For example, I was just reading which one of the airline companies they have given their employees 3 months mandatory leave without pay. The only safety is that their job is secure as of now. But however, they are suffering at the cost of on the account of money. So same is the case with the graduates. Also, there's a lot of earning loss, and there is a lot of opportunities that they are missing, and definitely it will take a heavy toll on their career as well. Then we talk about the education system. Now, this education system definitely there is lot of interrupted learning. As I told you earlier, everyone is bearing only one word: interruption. Interruption in their normal life, interruption in their normal course of action, interruption in the normal course of learning. So students, whenever we are university or maybe at Parul or maybe at BHU or maybe any other organization, these students there is a rhythm of everything. And then when that rhythm breaks, it's very difficult to come back to the rhythm. So COVID-19 has actually broken that rhythm part. Then second is there's a lot of confusion. Big word is confusion. Confusion itself is confused. Why so? It's just people are not sure what will happen next. Every now and then, people are again hitting and trying. So, a lot of people are confused from when the universities will open. How do I go on to the next level? People who are preparing for law or people who have to take their competitive exams, maybe NEET or maybe CAT or maybe anything, GMAT, CAT, anything, they are in a big dilemma. They don't know now what. No one knows now what. So this COVID-19 has highlighted the word confusion. So confusion in the minds of the students regarding their career options, regarding their opportunities, regarding their money, and of course confusion for every one of us as of now. Then we have got unprepared people. We people were not prepared for COVID-19. We were not sure that this will go up to such a big extent as it has gone. So definitely this has gone a long way, and now people are willing that this lockdown should be lifted so that people can come to normalcy. They can live their life as they used to live, but however, that seems really quite different now. So people are unprepared. Students are unprepared. Faculties are unprepared. Faculties have to put in more effort, finding more content, and then delivering over virtual classes, which is not easy. And on the other side, students, some of them they are quite serious, some of them they are quite notorious. So it's very difficult to handle those notorious students virtually. So whenever we are in the class, it's very easy to control the students. But once we are in virtual classroom, it is very difficult. So the people are unprepared for it. Then there are a lot of technological challenges also in case of education industry. COVID-19 has hit on this also. People are not sure how to use online things. People are not so accustomed to using Zoom. People are not accustomed going on to the virtual classes. People are not accustomed, taking up queries over phone and over your mails or maybe through virtual classes. And however, there can be connectivity issues as well. So there are a number of technological errors, and the technological snag can be there in the times of COVID-19. So COVID-19 has actually interrupted everything. However, one positive point of COVID-19 is that people are learning, people are aware, as I told you earlier, that awareness is very, very essential. So people are getting aware about the technology. They want to upgrade themselves. They want to know how things function. They want to know how to move ahead. Then definitely there is lot of productivity loss. Now productivity loss of everyone. It's generally for students, their productivity is losing. They are losing on productivity because the things that you learn in classroom, it's very, very difficult that you can get it over virtual classes. However, you can see each other, you can write, but there are some subjects like practical subjects, maybe financial management or accounting or something like that. You cannot go ahead without a board. And whenever we talk about the practical subjects, there's always an interactive session. So that interactive session is missing. We are missing on the productivity. Then we talk about the disengagement. This is a very, very important point. Why are we talking about disengagement? Because people are not interested in listening to the faculty to whatever they're saying. People, they know they will either mute their mouth, mic, or they will not put on their picture. So the teacher is unsure whether you are listening or whether you're not listening. For me, in case if I'm addressing at Parul, I don't know how many of you are listening or how many of you are not listening. But this is a very, very practical aspect of it. I know at least Ajay is listening. I can see his face, and the others also might be seeing it. So that disengagement is one of the biggest issue in this education system. Also, people are finding themselves disengaged. They are not taking interest in the ways the studies they are going on at the university level during this COVID-19 lockdown. And then a big word: we are all social animals. We are socially isolated. So one of the biggest hit the COVID-19 has taken on education is that it has actually given us a very important word: social isolation. We are not able to meet people. We are not able to get in touch with people. We are not able to enjoy ourselves. We are not able to have some gatherings. We are not able to vent ourselves in whenever you are in a group or in a team. So that's a big thing, because socially keeps the person fit. This is very important. It's not possible for everyone to study for 24 hours. So social something which helps you a lot. So this is a very, very important aspect, that because of COVID-19 we have been isolated from everyone. And this isolation is bad also, because it is again hampering, it's again interrupting. So this COVID-19 is not good for everyone. Now, my next thing that I wanted to focus, or my students who are listening, or the esteemed faculty members, or the esteemed people who are listening to my webinar, now there is a word which is known as cash. I'm not talking about CASH, but I'm talking about KASH. It talks about knowledge, your attitudes, your skills, and your habits. Now, this in the era of this COVID-19, how this cash has actually changed. Now, when we talk about knowledge, knowledge is always sharing. Now, the way by which we are getting knowledge, it has changed drastically. Earlier, we were in one-to-one relationship in the classrooms. We used to impart knowledge, but now the trend has changed. Faculty members or people, they are uploading their videos, and then they are telling about their subjects online. So this knowledge, the way we knowledge is gained and shared, the paradigm has actually changed. COVID-19 has changed the entire system of knowledge. Now people are into self-gaining knowledge. This is a very, very important aspect. Earlier, whatever teacher will teach you, that has to be taken up by the students. But now the efforts have to be made by the students to get aware what, how, and where I can get the things, and then make effort to get that knowledge. So that knowledge, the word knowledge sharing and gaining, it's a changed meaning now. So definitely the way we gain knowledge today is quite different from the knowledge that we have taken earlier. As I told you, the era has changed. Now we are not looking forward for the degrees. However, we are looking forward for the skills. So definitely the way the knowledge is moving ahead has changed drastically. Then we talk about attitude. I will not be talking much about attitude because the attitude remains the same irrespective of whatever changes that take place in our society or in our environment. So this attitude has to be a positive attitude rather than getting into negativity. So you have to get into the positive attitude of acquiring knowledge through your own efforts or to gain self knowledge. And this self knowledge is only gained when you have that awareness. And then we talk about skills. Now, skills have also changed a lot. Earlier, it was that we used to have a skill and we used to feel proud of it. Okay, that I have got so and so skill. But now the paradigm again has changed because now the trend says that in the case of skill, people have to re-skill themselves. The other day, I was listening to one of the famous HR person from Maruti Suzuki. So he was a person who was highlighting on the term reskilling. So COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to brush our skills and also to reskill ourselves. The skills that we require now, they are quite different. The way we used to treat people and the way we are going to treat people now, there will be a lot of difference. So whether you talk about conceptual skills, whether you talk about technical skills, or whether you talk about human skills, all these three skills and the other type of skills, they will experience a change. The way you used to take up the technical knowledge, now the way you're handling, so that thing has again changed itself drastically. Then we talk about habit. Now, as I told you, the old habits die hard, but you need to get into good habits. So the first habit that you have to get into is about awareness. And once you are aware, you have to get into the habit of getting positive things from those awareness. So this cache talks about knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. So these attitude and skill and habits, they are slightly changed in the COVID-19 era. But however, this knowledge and skill, the dimensions have changed now. So in the case of skill, it has become more of reskilling yourself, and in case of knowledge, it is your self-acquired knowledge that you have to gain knowledge through like again, as I told you, the online mode, you have to get aware how what are the things that are available online and make effort to go ahead with it. Now, had my presentation would be there, I would have shown you that I have spoken about two important words that people need to require. Require now as of now. That those two words are resilience and adaptability. This is very, very important. Re-silence because we cannot do anything. So we have to be silent. We have to see what the government is doing, what our seniors are doing. So we have to be silent. We cannot revoke ourselves. We cannot be turbulent at this point of time. And second important word is adaptability. We have to adapt to the changing times, and we have to get accustomed to the ways of new teaching that has come into that has come into scene now because of COVID-19. As I told you, you have to get aware and get into your own mode of study. You have to get self motivated, and then you have to go ahead with it. So definitely there are certain solutions to it, how we can do it, how this education has actually impacted. For example, first of the solution that I have given in my presentation is the innovative strategies. Strategies have to be formulated at the top level, and we have to come out in the way where people can adjust themselves to the changing environment. The strategies or the strategy makers, they have a big role to play as of now, especially in the case of education. Then we talk about policies should also come which support the labor market. As I told you, graduates are, or the postgraduate or the doctoral students, they are the people who are getting hard hit because of COVID-19. Because they were just one step before they had to enter into a new world. So this policies have to come, especially for these graduates, postgraduates, and doctoral students. so that it becomes a little easy for them to enter into the labor market. Because the jobs would be less, but people will be more. So the government has to ponder on this point as to what kind of policies they should be formulated so that it's much more easy for them to get into a new arena of their new life. Then we talk about the capacity building and reskilling. Now, capacity building again, it says that this is the time which you can utilize to your best. And instead of in case if you're at home also, you can upgrade yourself. You can always learn. You can always you have to be passionate about learning. You can capacity building is basically where you can again improving upon yourself. As I told you just in the beginning of my starting of my lecture, as I said, that academic excellence is not only your academic grades, but it also relates to the development of your intellectual capacities. So this is the time where you can actually improve or work upon your intellectual capacities. This is the time which you should utilize in reskilling yourself. You know something, but how can I know it better? Because something or the other keeps on getting added to these skills. And then there is a big effort on the part of UNESCO. UNESCO has come up with a coalition in terms of providing help to the people in the education industry. Now, for example, one of the coalitions or the efforts that have been taken by UNESCO is again the Global Education Coalition. Now, this coalition is again an effort by UNESCO in facilitating learning opportunities to people or to the students. And this coalition has been, it's a multi-partnership coalition where we have got international bodies and we've got private bodies who are part of this UNESCO coalition. For example, you've got ILO, you've got UN, you've got UNICEF, you've got WHO, we've got OECD. And in case when we talk about private, we've got Google, Microsoft, Zoom, Coursera, etc. They are all a part of this Coursera. It says that almost 165 countries they are badly hit because of COVID. So 165 countries. So imagine the magnitude to which to the extent where students have been badly hit by this unprecedented educational disruption because of COVID-19. Now, see, everyone is making efforts to mitigate the losses. This is very, very important. Everyone is trying to get into the positivity. Everyone is trying to make the best use of the time. Everyone is trying to mitigate the loss that has actually been suffered, whether it is the school level or whether it was the university level. Everyone is grappling. Everyone is grappling with the uncertainties that have given that are a part of it. This COVID-19 has again highlighted the word uncertainty. We are very uncertain about every damn thing we are exposed to. So definitely, this UNESCO coalition is a big way, which is helping almost all the countries to cope up with this educational disruption. And it is again a multi-partnership where we have got big international organizations and the private players, big private players who are providing a lot of opportunities to the students. And of course, for example, we are having a lot of webinars. We are having access to a lot of national e-libraries. We are having distance learning courses. A lot of things are there. Again, you have to get aware what is available, and again you have to see what suits you, and you can grab it. Then there are certain initiatives that have been taken by the government and the Ministry of HRD. For example, there have been a number of programs that have been initiated. For example, there's an RTE Act, Right to Education Act. Then there is a PISA. It talks about Program for International Student Assessment. Then we've got Diksha. Then we've got RA, that is Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan. Then we've got e-Pathshala. Then we've got MOOCs, that it talks about massive open online courses, SWAM courses, where we have got top-notch IITs and IIMs and BHUs all getting together, and they are trying to impart their best knowledge to the people who are actually willing to take them. And then we've got a lot of SWAM, DPH channels as well. So as I told you, it's not necessary that you have to learn only with pen and paper. By observing and by watching, also you can learn a lot. So a lot of initiatives So, friends, it is whether AICT, whether it is UGC, or whether it is any governing body or CBSE, everyone is making efforts in providing best of their knowledge to the people, and they are trying to reach out to the masses. So this masses is again a part of your Digital India initiative that has been taken by our Honorable Prime Minister, Digital India. And this Digital India and the efforts that have been taken uh, before COVID-19, but however, these initiatives are important as of now. For example, we've got Udan, we've got Pragati for Girls, we've got Swam, we've got e-library access, and then we've got something for Northeast students. For example, we've got Ishan Uday. It's a program by UGC. Then we've got Ishan Vikas. Ishan Vikas talks about where we are trying to bring the students of Northeast in touch with the IITs and IIMs so that they can get a feel what it is to be. And then, once you get that feel, then you aspire, then, you really want to have that. And then you've got AICT's, Saksham program. So there are a number of programs that have been initiated by Ministry of HRD and our government in towards making or imparting of technical knowledge, and that's a big initiative. So now in COVID-19, there are again the big word is uncertainty, as I told you. And with reference to the education, the big word is remote learning, or we can say crystallized intelligence. Now, see, since there have been a lot of disruptions because of COVID-19, so this remote learning has taken the front seat. And of course, the forerunner is your uncertainty. We are again uncertain about the way we are going to learn or what is going to happen to our careers, what is going to happen with our lives. We are unsure of it, uncertain about it. So the remote learning is the key word for today's webinar. That we have to learn on our own or get exposed ourselves to the digital platforms, as I spoke earlier, by which we can enrich ourselves. Then I have talked about PCR. Now, PCR is there are three words PCR. It says that prepare, cope, and recover. You have to be prepared because of COVID-19. So how we can get prepared? That means we just have to accept adaptability has to be there. You have to prepare yourself to face the challenges. We have to prepare ourselves for the remote learning. We have to prepare ourselves to face any hardship as of now. And then cope, we try our best to mitigate the losses. We try our best to cope with the current scenario. And how we can cope up? Definitely, we can enrich ourselves. We can reskill ourselves. We can give a lot of importance to remote learning, making best use of the time as we have available, as the time is available to us. And the last word is recover. Now, this recover word isn't an anticipation because we are still not yet over with the repercussions of the COVID-19. However, the ripples, we have started feeling the ripples of COVID-19, but still we have not seen the whole of the repercussions. It's just the tip of the iceberg. The whole of the thing is still underwater, and that could only be get exposed once this COVID-19 pandemic is over. So now, so that was the my submission to you that be prepared to cope up with the current situation, and then try to recover from the situation in which you are, and this especially in terms of your academics. I just wanted to throw some light on the a few sectors which have been actually badly hit by COVID-19. So there are these sectors, they are related to your aviation, they are related to your reality, they are related to your finance, they are related to your automobile, they are related to your hospitality and your tourism industry. They are again taking a bad shape. They are in a bad shape as of now. Now let's talk about aviation industry. I'm sure the road ahead is a tough one for aviation industry. Because yeah, people, even if the COVID-19 pandemic is over, also people will be skeptical in moving out to various places. So this aviation industry is a big call. As I told you earlier, one of the aviation industry airlines have already given their employees 3 months mandatory leave without pay, just to ensure that they are in the job. So definitely the road for them is little dicey or a little hardy. There will be a lot of liquidity crunch. There is and there will be. This is the road ahead for the aviation industry. The travel restrictions on the part of the IRCTC or maybe by the District General of Aviation. So definitely it's going to be a very very tough call. So in the case of the road ahead, my submission would be that the aviation industry, they should be at least able to cover up their fixed costs. If they're able to cover up their fixed costs, they would be not in the position to shut down. And in case if they shut down, then the condition is going to be terrible. So we just hope that the aviation industry overcome this pandemic impact. Then we talk about retail again. Retail has been again badly hit. There's a lot of negativity in the case of retail. People, they don't want to socialize. They don't want to go out and buy the things. People are relying more on the online e-commerce website for their for their requirements. So retail sector is again one of the sectors which have been badly hit, and it is again the road is very very different for them, and because in times to come, this retail sector will see a fall in the footfalls. As of now, all the malls and these shops, they are already closed. But in coming days, also people will be skeptical in moving out, and then there will be footfalls. And whenever there will be footfalls, it's very difficult that the sales they take place. So demand for food items and the e-commerce websites, they can have a good run of business. Then it talks about financials. Then definitely there will be. It has again hit. There will be a decrease in the loan growth, and NPAs would definitely shoot up. Because the people, they do not have the jobs, they do not have the money to repay their EMIs. So naturally, these NPAs will go ahead. Then we talk about the reality sector. Reality sector is also hardly hit by this COVID-19. It's just because of the fact, the construction has stopped. The builders, they are not willing to invest in their old new projects, because their old projects, either they are not complete. Even if they are complete, the sales are down. So in near future, no new builders, they would be entering into the reality sector, and it may be just big players. They might finish off their projects, and then they are willing to sell off their flats or maybe the property that they are actually constructing. So this can be a positive point for the buyers, but however, it would be a negative point for the sellers, that they may not get the price that they have actually anticipated in the beginning for them. Then, because of the pandemic, there will be few footfalls for the the commercial plots or maybe for your flats. So again, this reality sector is not looking good in times to come. And the another one that I wanted to throw some light is on automobile. Now, again, automobile sector, which was already badly hit because of some players, for example, Ola, Uber, they had already they had already given a blow to automobile sector. But this COVID-19 has given a double blow to the automobile sector. So the manufacturings are not taking place. So everything is again interlinked. When the manufacturings, they're not taking place, people are not getting employed, people are not getting money. When people are not getting money, again the markets are down, the loans are down, the repayment is down, the NPAs would definitely increase, so on and so forth. So definitely, the sales are down, and when the sales are down, the companies have to cover up their cost. So they cannot sell below their cost price. So definitely, at times, the prices of some more automobile sector, it can go ahead, and because of that BSBI transition also, it has hit the industry. So the road for automobile sector is also tough for them, and it's like rural. In case of people, maybe if we talk about two-wheeler sector, they may be a little gainers, but maybe as far as a four-wheeler segment is concerned, so they have a little bad time as of now. And the last sector that I would like to cover is your hospitality and the tourism. As we all know that this is the sector which has been badly, very, very badly affected because of COVID-19. So there's tourism. No one would like to visit foreign countries. neither people from foreign countries they would like to enter in India. People even if in India they will also not be people in India also they will not be going for their domestic travel also until unless in case of any exigency or maybe of something which is of very very important. So because of the socialization, as the socializing part is there, the socialization is concerned. People are not willing to socialize. People they don't want to get into. There will be lesser ceremonies taking place, whether it's a marriage or any kind of celebration. So the F&B segment is really bad in times to come. And for them, again, the cost optimization is a big challenge, to take out the cost of all the segments. It is very, very difficult because it's almost 60% of the organized hotel industry and tourism is badly hit. The people are not able to pay the salaries, and but it's just that the companies are putting a hold because of the words that have been put in by our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, that no one will cut the salaries. So, but to what an extent these companies can bear the loss? They will always be a limit. So we just anticipate that in times to come, this takes it away. So my last slide was there for the presentation, and we say that the few more strategies that I want to give you, or the keywords in this COVID-19 pandemic. It is that different kind of strategies have to be formulated for different people, for different segment, and for different industry. For example, in a hotel, when there used to be a cook, he used to cook the same food for everyone. Now there will be fewer people, so he has to cook food as per the choice. Now there has to be 1:1 ratio. You cannot cook same food for everyone. People will not intake that. So the strategies will differ. For example, the like education. Everyone is going on a different mode of education. Online classes, YouTube's, and recording your own videos and uploading them. Then the pattern of the knowledge sharing it has actually changed. So so the strategies will have to be formulated in a way that they are able to cater to the needs of the different segment of the society. And we have to be very creative. We have to be very innovative as to how we can cope up with these. For example, the segments that I talked about. For example, I talked about aviation. As I talked about, that they should be able to take out their fixed costs. So definitely, they have to innovate their ideas. They have to come up with the creativity as to how they can, cover up the fixed costs. So a lot of strategies, a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity has to go into this. And of course, as I told you, reskilling is the word for the day, that we have to reskill ourselves, whether we are from any industry, whether you're from aviation, retail, finance, realty, automobile, or maybe from any of the hospitality desk. We have to reskill ourselves, and we have to make ourselves prepared to cope up with the changes that are taking place because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And then we have to recover. That I told earlier, PCR. So those that PCR concept is applicable here also. So we have to take care. And the one thing that I have written is it's the crystallized intelligence. So you have to make a crystal for your own self, and you have to see how transparent it is, and then you have to see which knowledge I can grasp from them. And so that was the takeaways, the reskilling. And one of the most important word that I missed, that the word is decentralization. This one of the solutions for this pandemic is decentralization. We are decentralizing everything. Even education industry is getting decentralized. We are not asking students to come to the class as we used to go with a pen, chalk, and a duster in class. It is a decentralized. We have uploaded the videos. It's up to the students to decide how to pick up those videos, how much they can gain from that videos. We have uploaded the case studies. We have given the study material for them. We have again decentralized, and we have thrown the ball in the court of the students to decide how to take up that thing. So we are into decentralization phase. So decentralization is again a word in COVID-19 pandemic, and it's like rescaling, your decentralization, and the big word is innovation. So these three words, your innovation, your decentralization, and your rescaling, they are the words which hold more important at this point of time that we need to go up. And there was a slide where I mentioned about, one big turn, PURN, one big turn will catapult everything. And that big one word is the vaccine. In case if we get a vaccine of COVID 19, I'm sure things will come back to normalcy very, very soon. But as of now, once we do not have this vaccine, so we have to cope up with the same environment. So one big turn, it is only waiting for the announcement that yes, we have launched a successful vaccine for COVID 19. And once if it is there in the market, the scene will completely change. The scene of decentralization will change. The scene of prepare, hope, and recover will change. The scene for your decentralization, rescaling, and your crystallized intelligence will change. So one big turn in life we are just waiting for. It is the vaccine. So it's just that we say that I would like to end my presentation by saying that educated person is a person who has learned to learn and change. So you will only be called an educated person, whether in times of COVID 19 or without COVID 19, when you have learned to learn things and to change accordingly. So just make excellence your habit, and we see to what extent you go ahead with this. And I just wish everyone all the very best. And before I end my this lecture, I would like to say I would like to give a very burning example of academic excellence. I would like to congratulate the entire staff of Parul University, the head and dean, Professor Ajay, and the people who are behind the curtains, the people who are listening to me. That they have actually initiated, the step of academic excellence. They have moved a step forward in this COVID 19 by organizing this webinar. And I hope that people who are watching me, they would be gaining something from the things that I have told about. So a big congratulations goes virtually to the entire fraternity of Parul University, the Faculty of Commerce that has taken initiative to organize this seminar. And my thanks would be incomplete if I don't thank Ajay for the effort that he has been putting in day and night. So here it says, that the change has actually started. You have learned to learn and change. You have learned as to how to cope up in this environment. That is why you have taken the change. That is why you have organized this webinar, and that's a live webinar. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I wish everyone all the very best for their future endeavors. And all my students who are watching me, a big word for them is that again, just reskill yourself. Whenever I was also in my youth days, there was a female who told me, for example, if there's a polythene, if you blow the polythene, it will get blown away. But in case if you put a lot of stuff in that polythene and then you try to blow it, it will never get blown away. So every one of us, including me, including all the top executives or the dignitaries who are watching me live, everyone should reskill themselves, put in so much of things in your personality, your knowledge, your skills, your attitude, your habits, that even if any would like to shake you, you are never shaken by anybody. So, with these words, I would like to thank everyone. I just wish that everyone is safe and healthy, and we hope that people do cope up in this COVID-19 and do prepare my keywords that I have given. That is rescaling, innovation, decentralization, and PCR. That is prepare, cope, and recover. So with that, I thank everyone. Thank you so much, ladies
Yeah,
and
thank you,
gentlemen.
Dr. Rakhi. It was great to hear you again after so long, and definitely you spoke very well on the matters like post-COVID scenario for the academics, for the corporates, for the various industries, sectors. And definitely, you have given some of the very good formulas for the students, that is reskilling to build the capacity, right? And different other things also. And one of the very important thing where we could talk about today is the digital platform. So definitely there is a
Absolutely.
great transform due to the digital platform. So once again, thanks for being with us and spending your very precious time. I'm thankful to our management, honorable management of the Parole University, giving this opportunity. Thanks to the technical team and definitely to all the viewers at large. Thank you, everybody.
Actually, I'm not able to see the viewers, but I hope that whosoever is watching me would take away the keywords and would ponder and would act. That's what I can
This is
only say.
actually magic of our technical team then.
So a big round of applause to the technical team. I already congratulated everyone because making effort. Because even if this technical team is also working, Ajay, so this technical team has actually upgraded themselves. They would have never ever conducted a webinar
True.
before COVID-19. I'm sure. So again, they are prepared. They are coping up with the current situation, and then they are bringing success. So this is what it says is they are reskilling themselves. So again, a big congratulations and a big round of applause goes to the
Thank
entire
you,
team.
everybody who have involved into this webinar, especially to Dr. Rakhi and Parul University at large. Thank you, and all the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and